The Impossible City, engineering the world's greatest gathering. Every year on this planet, an event takes place that has absolutely no equal. 6 days, one city, more than 5 million people converging from 183 different countries. This is not the Olympics. This is not the World Cup. This is Hajj. The world's greatest crowd management challenge lasts for only one single week, and then it completely disappears. But during that 1 week, an invisible infrastructure operates at a scale that may well be the greatest achievement in human engineering. But to understand the brilliance of what exists today, we must first speak about a day the world can never forget. September 24th, 2015. The Mina Valley. It was the busiest day of the ritual. 2 massive, unstoppable columns of pilgrims arrived at the exact same intersection from opposite directions at the exact same moment. A deadly stampede followed. In the crushing mass, more than 2,000 people lost their lives. It became one of the deadliest crowd disasters in modern history. Faced with unparalleled tragedy, Saudi authorities did not step back. Instead, they made a radical decision. They dismantled the entire infrastructure and rebuilt the system from the ground up. They engineered a technological marvel unlike anything else on Earth. At the absolute center of this modern miracle is a cognitive system known as Bashir. Reconstructed and deployed by the Saudi Data and AI Authority, Bashir was custom-built for one solitary purpose: tracking the flow of millions of souls through a geographical bottleneck. High above the atmosphere, dedicated satellites lock onto Mecca in real time. From Arafat to Mina, and straight down into the Jamarat Bridge, every single square meter of the holy sites is parsed into computational data. Every human movement appears on a master screen as a dynamic pixel. The moment crowd density approaches a critical threshold, exceeding 4 people per square meter, the system doesn't wait for a human operator to notice. Bashir instantly fires an automated alert. Command centers receive live telemetry instantly, and before dangerous congestion can even manifest physically, transport routes are shifted automatically. Bashir does not simply react to a crowd disaster, it predicts it minutes before it happens. This seamless control does not actually begin in Mecca. The tracking begins the exact moment a pilgrim leaves their home country. At international arrival gates across Saudi Arabia, biometric registration units scan irises, faces, and identity data before a passenger even clears customs. Upon entry, every individual is issued the cornerstone of their journey, the Nusuk card. This is a highly durable, water-resistant RFID-enabled smart card. Sealed inside this plastic rectangle is a pilgrim's entire life profile, their precise digital identity, emergency contact details, complete medical history, and a live location transponder. As millions approach the holy sites, their movements light up control rooms as a glowing tapestry of digital coordinates. If a pocket of space becomes overcongested, the system cross-references the Nusuk cards in that sector, coordinates with group leaders through automated mobile alerts, and safely redirects thousands along alternate pathways. Historically, the stoning of the devil ritual at Jamarat was the single most dangerous flashpoint of Hajj. For centuries, the Jamarat was simply an open, single-level ground area. Pilgrims crowded around 3 small stone pillars. When the total number of pilgrims was measured in the thousands, this primitive design worked. But when the jet age brought millions, it became a structural impossibility. In 2006, Saudi authorities completely demolished the old site. In its place, engineers erected one of the most advanced crowd control structures ever conceived, the new Jamarat Bridge. This structure mimics a high-volume fluid dynamics model. It features a strict unidirectional flow. Pilgrims enter from one side, complete the ritual, and exit out the opposite end. They can never turn around, eliminate two-way foot traffic entirely. But the most brilliant engineering intervention was the redesign of the pillars themselves. Originally, the pillars were circular. This shape caused people to halt and circle tightly around a single focal point, creating massive, high-pressure shock waves through the crowd. Engineers replaced the round pillars with long, aerodynamic oval walls. This single alteration fundamentally changed human traffic flow. Pilgrims now glide alongside the wall, throw their pebbles, and are naturally carried forward by the structural curve without stopping. A basic change in geometry saved thousands of lives. During the ritual, millions of pilgrims cast 7 pebbles each at the oval walls. This results in hundreds of millions of stones falling in a single afternoon. If left alone, these stones would create deep, treacherous mounds, tripping pilgrims and triggering immediate crowd collapses. Where do hundreds of tons of stones disappear to? Directly beneath each pillar basin are deep gravity chutes feeding into a subterranean basement 15 meters down. Inside this hidden facility runs a heavy-duty industrial conveyor belt system. There are no human workers shoveling rocks in the path of the crowd. Instead, an automated mechanical network continuously filters, clears, and transports hundreds of tons of pebbles away to sorting facilities, while the holy ritual continues completely uninterrupted above. Clearing the Jamarat is only one part of the equation. The broader logistical nightmare is moving those 5 million people across 4 distinct holy sites: Arafat, Muzdalifah, Mina, and Mecca, separated by miles of rough desert terrain, all within a compressed 48-hour window. In the past, thousands of buses gridlocked the valley for days, turning the air toxic with exhaust. Today, transit is driven by the Al-Mashir Southern Holy Sites Metro. This elevated rail line functions with absolute metronomic precision. It features some of the highest capacity trains anywhere in existence, specifically engineered with massive automated doors to allow thousands of passengers to embark and disembark within mere seconds. The train stations connect directly to the different tiers of the Jamarat Bridge via controlled, air-conditioned access corridors. No other railway system on Earth operates for just 6 days a year while bearing the weight of millions of passengers with zero tolerance for mechanical failure. When pilgrims complete their daily rituals, they return to Mina, a city that exists for less than a week yet stands as the largest temporary tent city on the face of the Earth. Spanning 20 square kilometers, this city is constructed from over 100,000 modular tents. But these are not standard camping canvas. Each structure is made of advanced fire-retardant, Teflon-coated fiberglass designed to resist extreme desert heat and entirely eliminate the threat of fire. Every tent module is fully integrated with electricity, advanced cooling units, and dedicated water links. The city layout is strictly gridded and categorized by country of origin, featuring its own fully operational electrical substations, waste treatment systems, and integrated civil defense outposts. It is an infrastructure masterpiece that springs to life, supports millions, and resets back to absolute silence within days. On the 9th day of Dhu al-Hijjah, the Hajj reaches its emotional apex at Mount Arafat. Millions stand under the scorching sun in deep prayer. But as the sun dips below the horizon, the most difficult crowd movement on Earth begins. This is the Al-Nafra. Millions of people must evacuate a single plane at the exact same moment, moving under the cover of darkness toward Muzdalifah. To prevent catastrophe, the Bashir AI system works in overdrive, dynamically balancing the flow of foot traffic, train intervals, and emergency service lanes. And yet, this is only the foundation. Under the blueprint of Saudi Vision 2030, this infrastructure is expanding to accommodate up to 30 million pilgrims annually. Billions of dollars are pouring into autonomous transport fleets, smart city grids, and AI predictive frameworks. Self-driving shuttle buses are already patrolling dedicated lanes within the holy zones. Mecca is rapidly transforming into the world's premier AI-driven smart city. When a pilgrim stands on the plains of Arafat, lifting their hands toward the sky, they are completely immersed in their spiritual devotion. They never see the invisible web of engineering protecting them. They don't see the algorithm tracking their steps, the engineer monitoring the structural load of the bridges, or the subterranean conveyor system clearing their path. Thousands of people work around the clock, using the pinnacle of human innovation to shield a sacred journey. They manage the impossible, so that millions can focus entirely on the eternal. If this look behind the curtain of the world's most complex engineering marvel amazed you, share this script with someone who has journeyed to these holy lands. Subscribe and turn on notifications. In our next chapter, we look deep into the mystery of the Kiswa, the sacred gold-embroidered silk shroud of the Kaaba, and one of the most exquisite textiles ever created. See you in the next episode. Allah Hafiz.
Every year in this world, an event takes place that has no equal. 6 days, one city, more than 5 million people from 183 countries. This is not the Olympics. This is not the World Cup. This is Hajj. And the world's greatest crowd management challenge lasts only 1 week and then disappears. But during that 1 week, a system operates that may be the greatest achievement in human engineering. But first, there is a day we must speak about. September 24th, 2015, Mina Valley, the busiest day of Hajj. 2 massive groups of pilgrims arrived at the same place at the same time. A deadly stampede followed. More than 2,000 people lost their lives. It became one of the deadliest crowd disasters in modern history. But Saudi authorities did not step back. Instead, they rebuilt the entire system from the ground up. A system unlike anything else on Earth. At the center of everything is a system called Basir. Created by the Saudi Data and AI Authority, Basir was designed specifically for Hajj. High above the Earth, satellites constantly monitor Makkah in real time. Arafat, Mina, Jamarat. Every movement appears on one screen. The moment crowd density increases, the system sends an alert. Command centers receive live data instantly. And before dangerous congestion even forms, routes are changed automatically. Basir does not simply react, it predicts. This system does not begin in Makkah. The moment a pilgrim leaves their country, the tracking already begins. At international airports, biometric registration scans faces and identity data before arrival in Saudi Arabia. Then every pilgrim receives the new Suk card, a smart RFID card containing personal identity, medical information, and live location tracking. Every movement is monitored. As pilgrims approach Jamarat, their movement appears in the control room as moving digital points on a screen. If crowding increases, the system instantly redirects them through safer routes. In the past, Jamarat was simply an open ground area. Small pillars, massive crowds, very little organization. When only thousands came centuries ago, the system worked. But millions changed everything. So in 2006, Saudi authorities demolished the old structure and built one of the most advanced crowd control systems ever created. The new Jamarat Bridge is 950 meters long and 80 meters wide. It contains 5 massive floors, each designed for controlled movement. Every hour, it can safely handle 300,000 pilgrims. It is one of the greatest engineering achievements in the modern world. But the most important change was the redesign of the pillars themselves. Originally, the pillars were circular. That shape caused people to gather tightly around one point, creating dangerous pressure zones. Engineers completely redesigned the structure. The round pillars became long oval walls. Now pilgrims move in a smooth flow. They approach, throw the pebbles, and continue forward without stopping. A simple change in shape saved thousands of lives. Every pilgrim throws pebbles during the ritual of Jamarat. Millions of pilgrims mean hundreds of millions of stones. So where do they all go? Beneath the bridge is a basement nearly 15 meters deep. Inside, massive conveyor belt systems collect the pebbles automatically. No workers manually clean the area. Machines continuously transport the stones away while the ritual continues above. Now imagine moving millions of people between multiple holy sites within just a few days. Arafat, Muzdalifa, Mina, Jamarat. In the past, these journeys took hours on foot. Today, the Al Mashair Metro handles the movement, an 18-kilometer rail line built exclusively for Hajj season. It carries up to 72,000 passengers every hour in each direction. The system connects directly to the different levels of Jamarat Bridge through elevators and controlled pathways. No other railway system in the world operates only a few days a year while transporting millions of people. When pilgrims arrive in Mina, they enter a city that exists only during Hajj. More than 100,000 air-conditioned tents cover nearly 20 square kilometers. At peak capacity, millions of pilgrims live here together. Every tent includes electricity, cooling systems, and organized pathways. Entire zones are assigned by country. Medical stations, food distribution, and emergency services operate throughout the city. It is the largest temporary city on earth. And when Hajj ends, it disappears. The 9th day of Dhul Hijjah, Yawm-e-Arafat, the most emotional and spiritual day of Hajj. Millions of pilgrims gather together on a single plain. Hours pass in prayer, worship, and tears. Then sunset arrives, and suddenly millions begin moving at once. This moment is called Al-Nafra, one of the most difficult crowd movements on earth. Moving millions safely from Arafat to Muzdalifa in a single night requires perfect coordination. And this is exactly what the Basir system was built for. Extreme heat during Hajj can reach dangerous levels. Heat stroke, dehydration, and exhaustion can affect anyone. So throughout the holy sites, mobile clinics, hospitals, and emergency medical teams remain on standby at all times. The Nusuk card stores each pilgrim's medical history. If someone loses consciousness, doctors can instantly access their blood group, medications, and allergies. Even the Jamarat Bridge contains emergency evacuation systems and rooftop helicopter access. During Hajj, no pilgrim is ever truly alone. And this is only the beginning. Saudi Vision 2030 plans to welcome 30 million Umrah pilgrims every year. To support this future, billions of dollars are being invested into new metro systems, smart infrastructure, and autonomous transportation. Self-driving buses are already operating inside Hajj zones. Makkah is becoming a smart city powered by artificial intelligence. A city where crowds are predicted, emergencies are anticipated, and millions move safely through one of the most complex systems ever built. When a pilgrim stands in Arafat, raising their hands in prayer, speaking only to Allah, they never see the invisible system working behind them. An operator in a control room watching crowd movement, an engineer monitoring the bridge systems, a doctor waiting inside a medical station, a metro operator ensuring safe transport through the night. Thousands of people working silently to protect a single moment of worship, so that pilgrims can focus on only one thing: worship, only worship. If this documentary amazed you, share it with someone who has performed Hajj or Umrah. Subscribe and turn on notifications. In the next episode, we uncover the secrets of the Kiswa, the black cloth of the Kaaba, made with pure silk, embroidered with gold, and considered one of the most expensive garments in the world. See you in the next episode. Allah Hafiz.